a victim of circumstance, from being a nation's sweetheart to becoming a public enemy. This is the story of one of the wealthiest women in history. Although not worth as much as her other counterparts, the former Queen of France had all it takes to live a life full of luxury. Let me formally introduce Marie Antoinette, the woman who was a pawn on the diplomatic chessboard of Europe as France and Austria attempted to navigate the complex web of allegiances that shaped the continent in the wake of the 7 Years' War. Did she scale through? Let's find out. Before we get into the full details, kindly give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more premium content. Many would have read about the popular queen that helped provoke the popular unrest that led to the French Revolution and to overthrow the monarchy in August 1792. But not many know how the whole story played out. So why not sit back and enjoy as we go back in history? Maria Antonia Josepha Joanna, better known as Marie Antoinette, was the last queen of France who many believed helped facilitate the French Revolution in 1792. It was reported that Marie became the symbol of the excesses of monarchy, and she was credited with the famous quote, "Let them eat cake," although there's no evidence to back the claim up. As consort to Louis XVI, Marie was beheaded 9 months after her husband by order of the Revolutionary Tribunal. She was just 37 years old. Maria Antonia Josepha Joanne was born on November 2, 1755, in Vienna, Austria, and was the 15th child of Holy Roman Emperor Francis I. Growing up, Marie had the standard education of females, which was based on religion and morals, unlike the males who studied in school. After the conclusion of the 7 Years' War, the preservation of an alliance between Marie's Austria and France became a priority for her parents. Since establishing alliances through marriages was a common practice among European royal families at the time, she was bestowed to Louis August, King Louis XVI. Interestingly, Marie married King Louis XVI at a tender age because Louis Ferdinand, the son of French monarch Louis XV, died. His death left the king's 11-year-old grandson, Louis Auguste, heir to the French throne, and the duo pledged to each other. According to the custom, the King of France sent a tutor to Austria to teach Marie about some basics she needed to know before getting married. But the tutor returned with the news that Maria was more intelligent than they supposed, but added, "She is rather lazy and extremely frivolous. She's hard to teach." Marie eventually got married when she turned 14, and on May 16, 1770, she set out to the palace, escorted by 117 foot soldiers, 57 carriages, and 376 royal horses. Apparently, Marie didn't adjust well to her new life in the French palace, and it was evident in all her letters. "Madame, my very dear mother, I have not received one of your dear letters without having the tears come to my eyes." In some of the letters, she also bristled at some of the rituals she was expected to perform as a lady of the French royal family. "I put on my robe and wash my hands in front of the whole world," she complained, referring to a ritual in which she was required to put on her makeup in front of dozens of courtiers. For a 14-year-old girl, you can't blame Marie for wanting to opt out of the marriage. But pledges are meant to be honored. King Louis XV died in 1775, and Louis Auguste succeeded him to the French throne as Louis XVI, making Marie Antoinette at 19 years old, Queen of France, the very youngest who would go on to be the last. The personalities of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette could not have been more different. He was introverted, shy, and indecisive, a lover of solitary pleasures such as reading and metalwork. She was energetic, outgoing, and bold, a social butterfly who loved gambling, partying, and extravagant fashions. When the king went to bed before midnight, Marie Antoinette's nights of partying and carousing had yet to begin. When she woke up just before noon, he'd been at work for hours. Due to this, the couple couldn't consummate the marriage until 8 years after Marie's mother's intervention. Words reached Marie's mother that her daughter and Louis XVI had not yet consummated their marriage. So Empress Maria Theresa immediately dispatched her son, Marie Antoinette's older brother Joseph II, to France to act as a sort of marriage counselor. Whatever his counsel, they apparently worked as the couple welcomed a daughter, Marie-Therese Charlotte, in 1778. In 1780, Marie began spending more time at the Petit Trianon, her private castle on the grounds of the Palace of Versailles, almost always without Louis XVI. Around this time, the first rumors surfaced about her relationship with Swedish diplomat Count Axel von Fersen. During this time, countless pamphlets accused Marie of ignorance, extravagance, and adultery, some featuring salacious cartoons, and others dubbing her Madame Deficit. We're halfway through, guys, and there are more details to come, so stick around. If you're enjoying the video, kindly hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Marie's bittersweet marriage to Louis XVI started shaking when the French government entered a financial turmoil. and poor harvests were driving up grain prices across the country, making Marie's fabulously extravagant lifestyle the subject of popular ire. In 1785, an infamous diamond necklace scandal permanently tarnished her reputation. A thief posing as Marie had obtained a 647 diamond necklace and smuggled it to London to be sold off in pieces. Though Marie was innocent of any involvement, she was nevertheless guilty in the eyes of the people. Refusing to let public criticism alter her behavior, in 1786, Marie began building the Hameau de la Reine, an extravagant retreat near the Petit Trianon in Versailles. And as usual, she faced lots of criticism. Unfortunately for Marie and her husband, over 900 French workers and peasants stormed the Bastille prison in 1789 to take arms and ammunition, marking the beginning of the French Revolution. The revolution quickly escalated, and on the 6th of October 1789, over 10,000 French gathered outside the Palace of Versailles and demanded that Marie and her husband be brought to Paris. At the Tuileries Palace in Paris, the always indecisive Louis XVI acted almost paralyzed. Marie immediately stepped into his place, meeting with advisors and ambassadors and dispatching urgent letters to other European rulers, begging them to help save France's monarchy. While doing this, Marie and her alleged lover, Count Axel von Fersen, and the entire royal family attempted to escape France in 1791, but they were captured and returned to Paris. Some months later, King Louis XVI agreed to uphold a new constitution, drafted by the Constituent National Assembly, in return for keeping at least his symbolic power. Things returned to normalcy until a war broke out between France and Austria. The radical leader, Maximilien de Robespierre, exploited the opportunity to call for the removal of the king after a massacre in Paris. Finally, in 1792, the National Convention abolished the monarchy, declared the establishment of a French republic, and arrested Marie and her husband. In January 1793, the new republic placed King Louis XVI on trial, convicted him of treason, and condemned him to death. On January 21, 1793, he was dragged to the guillotine and executed. Marie was also sent to the guillotine on October 16, 1793. A month into the infamous and bloody reign of terror that claimed tens of thousands of French lives, Marie was put on trial for treason and theft, as well as false and disturbing charge of sexual abuse against her own son. After the two-day trial, the jury found Marie guilty of all charges, and she was beheaded at the guillotine. Marie has been vilified as the personification of the evils of the monarchy. At the same time, she's also been exalted as a pinnacle of fashion and beauty, with excessive scholarship on her choices in wardrobe and jewelry, and endless speculation about her extramarital love life. Marie did eventually go down as one of the richest queens in history, with an estimated net worth of $5 million, and a pioneer of revolution. If there had been no queen, there would have been no revolution, right? Apparently, Marie was indeed a victim of circumstance. Would she have had a better ending if she married as an adult? Do you think her luxurious lifestyle plummeted France's treasury? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content.